and welcome to the Open Webinar Series. The Open Webinar Series is an initiative of PTC Plus program for Pakistan. These programs provide professional development opportunities to English language learners and teachers across Pakistan. These programs include Open Global Online Courses, Massive Open Online Courses, Webinar Series, and then engaging our alumni into different productive activities. These programs are fully funded by Regional English Language Office at USMS Islamabad. In Pakistan, it is administered by Evolution. If you wish to stay updated about Rally Pakistan and its opportunities, you can visit www.facebook.com/RallyPakistan. You can also subscribe to Rally Pakistan YouTube channel. If you wish to stay updated about eTeacher Plus program, you can visit www.evolution.com.pk/eTeacher. We are broadcasting a webinar 4.3 and the topic for our webinar is the 3 E's for online classes. The presenter for our today's topic is Tayyaba Zulfiqar. Tayyaba Zulfiqar is a teacher trainer at Lincoln Reading Lounge and has trained teachers in incorporating appreciative co-curricular activities during lectures. She is a certified MOOC facilitator from Ball State University and has completed 18 MOOCs on Canvas, 37 on FutureLearn, 15 on WHO, and 15 on Coursera, and has successfully facilitated 40 teachers on 5 MOOCs on Canvas. She has also served as a trainer at TEFTA and has trained 120 students on personal and professional grooming, presentation and communication skills. She has also served as an e-teacher mentor at Trello and had mentored PhD scholars and a principal of a government school on using education technology in language learning classroom. She has served as an English instructor in 2017 and has received e-teacher scholarship in educational technology in language learning classrooms from Iowa State University, as well as TESOL Advanced Practitioner course from TESOL. The webinar will enable the participants to understand the needs and importance of engaging every student in the class. You will be able to learn the basic steps involved in encouraging and engaging students. She will also share some of the tips and tricks to engage and empower each student. So without any delay, I would like to welcome Tayyaba Zulfiqar to present a webinar.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. I hope that all of you are in the best of your health and spirits and staying home and staying safe. The topic of my webinar today is the 3 E's for every class, which is encourage, engage, and empower students with arts. So basically, as educationists, we have to teach multiple intelligences and we have to come across different type of students every single day of our life. And I believe that we have to encourage and eventually empower every single student, not just a couple of students who are extroverts and who participate, but also those who you think don't want to and who we think that they are really not interested, because I believe that not showing interest is a defense mechanism for overcoming their introvertness, which was very much true in my case. Let me share a personal story with you guys. I was an extremely awkward and socially awkward and a shy student who wanted to participate in her class activities but was sadly somehow not able to. I always wanted a teacher to call my name and encourage me to speak, and as soon as she did that, I would jump up and start participating. I have always wanted encouragement. I would never do anything unless and until I was encouraged. And there were a couple of students who teachers who helped me, who encouraged me, and because of them I am now able to achieve everything that I have always put my heart and soul in. And I owe all of my success to my teachers who personally invested in me and who empowered me. And on the screen there are a fraction of my achievements which I have been able to get. And again, I would like to thank all of my teachers who have helped me in achieving this. So once you are an educationist, I wanted to become a teacher because I was inspired by my teachers and I wanted to empower students, and I am somehow working on that. So, you know, whenever you are teaching as an academician, you have to keep a mantra in your class, right? So there should be a mantra, there should be a hidden curriculum, which you should always engrave in the mind of the students. In my case, it is be the nice kid. I always teach students their course, and apart from that, I also tell them that, you know, whenever you're in a classroom, you are not equal. You are from different backgrounds, you have different statuses, but what makes us unique is that we accept each other. There should always be a message of coexistence and equal opportunities for everybody in the class, and we all know that the speed of the boss is the speed of the team. So we must tell students each and every single day. It should not be a one-time activity, but students should be reminded every day to be the nice kid. So this is a beautiful quotation which I came across. Some kids are smarter than you. Some kids have cooler clothes than you. Some kids are better at sports than you. It doesn't matter. You have your thing too. Be the kid who can get along. Be the kid who is generous. Be the kid who is happy for other people. Be the kid who does the right thing. Be the nice kid. So this is something which students should be reminded every day, and I ask my student to repeat this definition every day in the classroom out loud, so they can remember to always practice this as well. So basically, teaching is no longer the my way or the highway. Leadership, it is emotional intelligence. It is knowing how to deal the students, and it is also knowing to, bring out talents in students which they themselves did not know existed in them. Right? Personal investment goes a long way, and every successful person talks about how their teacher or their mentor empowered them. So teaching is now mentorship, right? We are teachers for life, and if we have taught a student, we have to stick with them for life whenever they want us. One of the ways in which I encourage, engage, and empower students, my personal way, is through arts. Arts is a beautiful way of expressing yourself because it helps you to be creative. So when you're creative, you create something, right? So of course, it takes a little bit of effort, but what else? How else are we going to achieve the results that we want? One of the best things that you can give to any human being is to be themselves, to express themselves. And one of the best practices is arts. Arts bring the whole world together. Arts has no prerequisite. It has no, you know, you don't need to be an artist to to draw something, right? So once we are able to help students express themselves, we will eventually encourage, engage, and empower them. So I'm going to share some of my personal practices that I do in my class to empower students. So basically, as you can see on the screen, this is one of the activities which I did. I distributed some colored papers and some markers, and I asked students to express themselves. It could be anything. They were free to talk about themselves, and each and every one of them had to actually come forward and talk about why they drew this, right? Whatever was on their mind. So I was able to encourage, I was able to engage every student in the class, and they felt so empowered. And once I took this picture and I displayed it on multimedia, some of the students were so happy. They said that they have, there was never in their life that they had actually been asked to present, and some of the students said that this was the first time that anybody had ever displayed their work, and they were so happy. So these tiny smiles and happiness, these moments are so priceless. So some of the students, they drew doodles, some of them brought their favorite quotation, and one of them made a card for me, which is so special. So this was a free will way in which they expressed themselves. Another activity which I do for my students is letter writing. So, being English language teachers, we have to teach students how to write an application or a letter. So I always incorporate arts. And how do I do that? I ask them to write handwritten letters. And I not only ask them to write, but I also ask them to design envelopes, to design stamps. And you can see that they designed stamps for their class. They drew letters, so they drew the envelopes, and these are a couple of things which are required for the letter writing activity. And you need a glue to stick everything together. And you can also see the address is that they wrote letters to their class fellows, which was actually really cute. And all of them read the letters. It was about motivating each other and wishing them all the best for future. So this was a cute activity. You can always tailor design it for strangers. Maybe you can ask students to write letters for strangers, for teachers, and for anyone. And what good is a letter activity without a letterman? So we also have a letterman, and he was fully dressed up like a letterman, and he was posting letters to everybody, and we had a very good day, and we felt really happy that day. So another activity which I personally do in my classroom is the semicolon tattoo activity. So when I'm teaching punctuations, semicolon is a punctuation which shows continuity. It can come in the place of a full stop, right? So you can choose to continue a sentence where you can actually end it. So semicolon tattoo was actually invented by Matthew Wells, who incorporated a message that to all the suicidal people, that why end your life when you can choose to continue. So he kind of associated semicolon with that. And next, what happened was I thought that it would be a good way to actually take a marker and draw semicolon tattoos on the wrists of my students. I could ask them to do it themselves, but I thought it would be such a special moment that if the teacher is actually making tattoos with markers on their wrist. And as you can see that each and every student, I had 49 students in this class, and I drew tattoos on all 49 students, and they were so happy. I went home and I had a very hectic day and I forgot all about it. But when I checked my social media accounts, they all had posted their tattoos, and they had also given the message out to the world. So the message was also given, and a lot of happy moments were celebrated that day. And I felt such successful teacher after that, because of course I want everybody to be wiser and happier every single day of my life. Another activity which I do with my students throughout the semester is celebrating color days. So color days can be associated with service messages, which is going to be white. I associate white with peace, blue with friendship, red with acceptance, purple with animal right. Very important, because this world was created for all lives, not just human lives. Black for discipline, again a very important trait. Pink for interfaith harmony, one of the most important things for world peace. Gray for a clean earth, green for a green earth, right? So you can always change these messages as per your will, but I feel that whenever all of us are wearing the same colors, it brings a sense of unity in us. So that is incorporated on its own, a hidden curriculum, along with these really important messages. So these are some of the color days that we celebrated. And as you can see that I myself follow colors. I never ever ask my students to wear a color and I myself don't follow it. So I first follow it, and then I ask my students, and we have a great time. Peace Day. The most important message that we can ever give to students is Peace Day. And how do I carry this activity? I actually ask students to draw their idea of peace, to share their idea of peace. And I hold an open mic session in which every student is given a minute of how they are going to bring world piece. And it's been a while since I taught these students, and they are still incorporating it. They are still sharing their ideas on social media, and they are going a long way. Classroom is one of the best places in this world in which you can actually bring phenomenal changes through your words, through the activities that you conduct. And most of the students, they religiously follow what their teacher says. So I feel it's high time that we understand our importance, our influence, and of course we incorporate some important messages, and we never ever single anybody out, and we never choose specific students. We encourage all of them. We empower each and every student, right? Okay, so another important activity which I do is I make customized cards for all of my students. I do realize the importance of encouragement and appreciation, and for that very reason, I never let go of any opportunity to celebrate and encourage my students. And how do I do that? I make customized card for each and every one of my students with their name written on the card. Some of the examples are on the screen. Appreciation cards. Now, this is a very simple activity. What you see on the screen is actually photocopies. So I take a white piece of paper, I write some messages on that, and I take that white piece of paper to the photocopier along with some colored sheets, and I ask them to photocopy that writing on colored sheet. I cut them and I distribute them. So I have a sample for life. This is just a one-time activity. It might take a couple of minutes, and you have a stencil which you can always get photocopied. So, you know, there are some of the comments are, you're a hardworking student, I'm proud of you. This is my own writing, right? You're the sunshine of my class, you did a great job, you're a shining star. A couple of one-liners which mean the world to anybody. Another card, your presence in English class means a lot to me, and my students call me Miss T, and this is the best name that I have ever gotten, and I, you know, own it very proudly. New Year cards. New Year is just around the corner, and I will be making New Year cards, and this was the New Year 2020. When 2020 started, all of my students got cards, and again, these are photocopies. The stencil, original stencil is with me. I can always get it photocopied anytime. So colored cards, New Year. Eid cards. Eid is a special celebration, a special occasion in which I make, you know, it has some beautiful memories associated with it. So again, Eid cards for my students. And again, these are photocopies. I drew some of the cards and I got them photocopied because, you know, let's give me a little break. I teach 200 students, and it's really not possible for me to make so many cards all the semester because, you know, lots of assignments and checking. So this is one of the hacks which you can follow. Encouragement cards. You're doing great. And since my students call me Miss T, I have given them the title of T League. So they are my T League, and you know, they sometimes participate in social media activities with the help of a hashtag. So you can always create a cool hashtag for your students as well, and some amazing encouragement cards. Okay, so when the pandemic started, we all know everybody was really upset. So this is a message which my students gave from their home. And again, equal participation. Everybody loved this message, which says, stay home for the people you love, be kind, wash your hands, let's flatten the curve. We'll fight this together. And again, I am also part of this activity. I'm also part of this collage. And all of them were really happy to be a part of it. I engage students I asked them to deliver a message to their teachers because the teachers were switching from traditional to online classes, which was difficult for them. And this is what they did. Teachers, you are amazing. Thank you for all that you are doing in this time for us. So equal participation and engagement for and appreciation for teachers as well. Since we were distant teaching our students, they were distant learning. So I made sure that I sent them some customized e-card for well wishes to let them know that I'm thinking about them. So I'm going to now share 10 tips to encourage, engage, and empower every student. So these are the tips which I actually follow, and I want you guys to also follow, because this really helps them to express themselves. So it's actually encourage, engage, empower every student with arts, because arts is one of the best ways of expression. So first of all, we need to, I have my own personal enthusiastic greeting. So I saw this video on YouTube, in which there was a teacher who used to greet their students in Spanish language. And mine is, with respect to my culture, is Assalamu alaikum guys, how's everybody doing? So, you know, whenever you go to a class in the morning, most of them are sleepy, and this actually greeting, you know, it helps them to actually wake up. And they always tell me that your enthusiastic greetings makes us really energetic. So try to create your own personal greeting and greet those students in the best enthusiastic, happy way. This is the first, your happy enthusiastic greeting should be the first thing that they hear, and this will lead the pace of the class. Okay, so whenever you go to the class, spend the first 5 minutes meeting and greeting and being humorous with students. So of course, there is a very fine line between, you know, making fun and having fun. So we have to make sure that we don't cross that. Always, you know, spend first 5 minutes having fun, maybe making fun of yourself, telling them a funny story, what happened. So, you know, have a good chat with them. So whenever you're teaching in the class, make sure that you follow an art activity with a lesson incorporated in it at least once a week. The results will be surprising. You will be surprised to see how students enjoy this and how much they appreciate it. Always use encouraging word for your students, and never ever give single any student out and tell them that wow, that you did great. So once I was, you know, taking a class and we all participated, and one of the teachers said that I would like to thank each and every one of you, especially this person. And we all felt really bad that, you know, we all equally participated, and somehow their contribution was a little more. But I feel that you know, you should never call out a single name. You should appreciate each and every one of them, right? Having tea with a group of students, you know, so if you have 50 students and you have 120 days in a semester, you can have a tea with each and everybody of them. You can always divide them. And this is a very good practice. Having tea, having some beverage, talking to them about life, talking to them about their passion. These 5 to 10 minutes, or maybe a couple of minutes, are going to mean so much to your students. Listen. So you know, whenever a student comes to you for anything, you know, never assume that they might be having a lame excuse. Never assume that, oh, there they go again. You just have to listen. You have to ask them to sit down. First of all, ask them to sit down, have a seat, and listen to them very genuinely. And just be there for them as a mentor, as a teacher, and you will be able to see through. You will be able to better decide. But, you know, never interrupt a student, especially when outside the class they want to talk to you about something. Even if you know that they're lying, listen to them and then come up with a conclusion. Keep a reward for the least active student. If you know this correctly, everyone gets 1 mark. So this is an example. For example, one of my students would never participate in the public speaking classroom. I did everything to make them participate. Once I said that if you are going to participate, I will give everybody 2 marks. With the help of this, all 20 students started encouraging him, and he finally gave a presentation in my class and everybody got 2 marks. And he was so happy. Because of him, everybody received 2 marks. If you feel a student is shy, make them the judge of an activity, it will empower them. So when I teach in the class, of course, I come across certain students who don't really believe in themselves. And what I do is I conduct an activity in which I ask the students to make cards, and I make a group of students who are the most shy, because being a teacher, I already know who is the most shy. And I ask them, I make a panel and I ask them to evaluate the cards. And they do it, they give positions, and they talk about which card did they like the most. And of course, healthy competition is always really important. I do encourage and empower every student with participation, but this activity empowers everybody. Asked students to adopt and have a hobby and keep an update on it. So a hobby is one of the most important antidepressants. So if you feel that a student is coming to you and they're talking about depression, you ask them to adopt a hobby and always keep a strong check on it. Ask them about their progress, about their success on it, right? Last but not the least is tell a student you miss them if they missed a class. So if a student misses a class, when they come to the class next time, you tell them that you miss them. And this is what one of my teacher told me, and in future I never missed her class. That meant so much to me. So guys, we need to realize that sometimes the greatest gift you can give to any other person is to simply include them, to make them express themselves, and to let them know that they're important and they matter. And of course, it's never too late to create. I do realize that we have been following a certain pattern, but including arts, helping students express themselves and to create things is one of the best gifts that we can give them. And of course, we need to understand that if we are positive, we are going to breed positivity, right? So we are the torch bearers, and we have to realize our influence, and we need to understand that our influence matters a lot. And that is not all, because I have a couple of interesting quotations, which is, we should be lifting each other up and cheering each other on, not trying to outshine one another. The sky would be awfully dark with one just star. So our students are our stars, and we need to let them know that. A student never forgets an encouraging private word when it's given with simple, sincere respect and admiration. So we have to understand that encouragement matters a lot. Appreciation matters a lot. And of course, when a student is empowered, that is the best moment of a teacher's life. So thank you so much for listening. And I hope that we all encourage and empower each and every student of ours. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you so much, Tayyaba, for this wonderful webinar. I hope this webinar was helpful for all the participants. If you have any questions, comments, or any queries, you can write us on eteacher@evolution.com.pk. Happy teaching and happy learning. Thank you.